your boy on, joined as always by my friend of 25 years, actor extraordinaire, the GCJ himself, the SSAM champion of the world, Mr. JP Wolf. How you doing, buddy?
I'm going to get you an audition to be a boxing announcer or a UFC announcer, whoever I got to talk to, whoever I got to pay off, slip a cool 20 in their hand. That's your job. That should be your job.
I'm in. As I've stated many times, I'm a whore and I'll do anything.
But man, I'm doing really good. I'm really good. How about you?
Oh, really fantastic, because today our feature presentation is the Bob Odenkirk starring Nobody.
And for fans of the show, this is actually the second time we've discussed this. So
yeah,
was Nobody our first rapid fire?
Yeah, rapid fire! Oh, rapid fire! Yep, that was the first YouTube video we put on too, and it got like crazy copyrights, and I stopped doing YouTube for a while because I didn't understand. All I did was put the trailer in, and it's like, you can't do this. I was like, well, then I don't know anything.
Yeah. But this movie is so awesome. Bob Odenkirk is great, and a lot of buzz surrounding Mr. Odenkirk with the final season of Better Call Saul coming up. I'm not sure when that comes out. Are you?
April 10th or sometime in April.
Holy shit, so soon. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
But yes.
Before we get into that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
So I think the big one for me this week is I finally saw The Batman.
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't
care about
so
spoilers
much
at this point. It's been out 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't. There isn't really any spoilers I feel like giving away or want to give away anything big or anything, but I just loved the world they created. Pattinson was great. The cast was great. The music was great. Best use of Nirvana I've ever seen. Michael Giacchino's Batman theme was so good.
Oh, it's so good. And that's big shoes to fill too.
Huge.
Every Batman theme's been so good.
Yeah, I think Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, and now Michael Giacchino. I think so. So good. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Waiting to see it again. And I think we had talked about possibly releasing an episode where we just talk about the Batman.
I'm down with that. I was supposed to go see it yesterday, and I got tired, and I just didn't.
Yeah, that's a good thing about AMC stubs.
Exactly, that premiere shit is so great.
I need to do that. I need to just do.
Highly recommend.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that was really the big one that I was really excited about and been thinking about all week, waiting and ready to see it again. What about you? What have you been watching?
Well, because this was coming up, I realized how soon the new Better Call Saul was going to come out, and I started diving into a little bit of. I wasn't watching full episodes. Well, first you can't watch full episodes unless you have some stupid AMC Plus or some shit I'm just not going to pay for. So I couldn't watch old episodes of that, but I was watching clips on YouTube of him from Breaking Bad, from that show, just getting me real in the mood for it.
Oh, it's just. God, this last season, I mean, it's just going to be balls to the wall the whole time.
I love the, I don't remember who it was, but there is someone on Twitter, I think it was like, they should do a sequel to Nobody with David Cross, and then in the third one, Bob and David fight. How awesome would that be?
Oh my God. Oh, that's great. I mean, you think, okay, so Bob Odenkirk in an action movie, I was like, I love him. He's great, but it's just, I don't think action star when I think Bob Odenkirk, but God damn it, pulled it off.
Yeah, he apparently was really into it. He wanted to learn how to do all the shit, so
I have some good
trivia
with that.
It did look good.
It looked really good. Real
fantastic job. What else? I mean, that's about it. I've been watching a little bit of some of the animated DC stuff, I watch like Batman versus Robin. I'm a big fan of Damian Wayne's my favorite Robin.
He's so good.
I just love how he was like raised as like an assassin, and now Batman got him, and he's like trying to like not have him kill people.
whoa! It's easy to kill people.
Yeah, but he's like a 10-year-old little like psychopath. It's just like, yes, father, like all creepy and shit. I love it. But so man, what else? I think some new stuff was gonna come out. I don't know.
I mean, it's like you were saying, we were texting earlier, there's a lot of big movies coming out next month in April.
Morbius, Ambulance, which is a Michael Bay action movie. I think Gyllenhaal and like really some names in that shit.
Yeah, and it's like the first. Gosh, is this the first non-Transformers Michael Bay movie in like fucking 20 years or some shit like that?
Well, that's just the thing. That's what our friend Aaron over at Class Horrorcast, he was telling us that like Michael Bay's done some horror movies. Like he did a remake of Texas Chainsaw, which I think we're doing on Tuesday.
Did he direct that, or did he just executive produce that?
I think he directed it.
I feel like he just executive produced it, but
I don't know. That's what he was saying, anyways. And he said it's good.
Is that the one with Jessica Biel?
No clue.
I think it might be the one with Jessica Biel.
But apparently he's done like a number of horror stuff like recently. Like maybe that's why we haven't seen him as much. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. He did Pain and Gain.
Yeah.
So he did not direct that.
Oh, okay.
He just produced that.
Okay.
So that movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, was directed by Marcus Nispel, who did the Conan the Barbarian remake with Momoa.
I liked. Good. Oh man. Yeah, and then The Northman comes out, and this probably doesn't fit our genre, but Sonic 2. I like the first Sonic.
I did not see it.
John Ralphio is Sonic. That's all I need.
And Jim Carrey is the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't like Jim Carrey, but no.
I mean, I loved the Sonic games.
And then old-timey Cyclops as James Marsden.
Yeah.
As his like little buddy.
He's
great.
Like the token like sidekick kind of guy.
Yeah, it's silly. It's fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for The Northman. Robert Eggers, who directed that, might be like my favorite new filmmaker right now.
Nice.
He's so great. I'm
excited. Amazing. The cast is stacked. All the Skarsgårds, I think, are in it.
Every Skarsgård. There's like 1,000 of them.
Never existed. Even the ones that aren't part of that family, they're just in it. There's an open casting call for Skarsgårds.
Speaking of like Swedes and Scandinavian people, I found out an interesting bit of my family history today.
Oh,
real quick. Did you ever watch the Vikings TV show?
No, I never got into it, oddly enough.
So the guy who's the king, Ragnar Lothbrok, I think is his name. He was based on a real guy. He was a real Viking king.
Ragnar's real.
He's like my 20-time great-grandfather.
What?
Yeah.
Because I got some Viking heritage in me myself. So like I'm a big, and that's my football team too. But yeah, holy shit. Maybe we're related somehow.
The fucking Viking king descendants. That's right. Viking.
I got a good deal of that in me with my Danish side, which is the most prominent of all of my sides.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Very Scandinavian.
Man, that's awesome. I'll have to look that up. What if we're like long-lost cousins?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be amazing.
All right, enough of this 23andMe shit.
Let's do it.
Yeah, well, let's get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Nobody from 2021 and 84% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes and 94% from the audience, directed by Ilya Naishuller. I don't know. Starring Bob Odenkirk as Hutch Manziel, Connie Nielsen as Becca Manziel, his wife. Michael Ironside as Eddie Williams, I believe, is his father-in-law. Christopher fucking Lloyd as Hutch's father, and the RZA, the Jizza, as Harry Manziel.
Great cast.
So good.
Also, Derek Kolstad wrote the script, and he wrote the John Wick movies, and so that's
very
why
John Wicky.
Yeah, very John Wicky, very similar vibes. He's like the big up and coming action writer. He's awesome. So yeah.
Great. I mean, there's so much. I don't want to. It sounds like it's taking something away from this movie because it's great on its own, but there's a lot of John Wick feelings to this.
Oh, totally.
The badass push to get back into. He's the best, but he has to like get back in because reasons. There's even like copious amounts of gold going on.
Gold,
for like no reason.
Lots of Russians.
So many Russians.
Yeah, basically Derek Kolstad loves gold, Russians, and guns, basically.
Like half Dr. Evil, half Cold War aficionado. All right, let's get into it. We kick off with Hutch. He's all beat to hell in handcuffs. Sparks up a dart and feeds a cat some tuna while being interrogated. It's just so good. Who are you? Me? I'm title cards, nobody. I love that little tease.
Oh, it's so good. And the music, too. It's just like that. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good.
The music in this movie is great.
It's, like, great. Chef's kiss.
And this little... Then we cut away to... like quick cuts of his boring suburban life, very Edgar Wright type, like like close ups, like just the monotony of it. It's like Monday, Tuesday, like everything's the same.
You miss the trash again. He's always fucking missing the trash. He likes to do pull-ups on a bus bench.
Yeah. So you saw there's something like gurgling inside of him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The monotony is interrupted. I like he's always late on putting the trash out. For some reason, that scene reminds me of the scene in Commando where the guy comes out and they just machine gun him down.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It's just both of them taking the trash out, but that's all it made me think of.
Yeah. Associations.
Yeah, exactly. So the monotony is interrupted by a home invasion. It's like a run-of-the-mill burgle. He's just like, he hears them and like they pull a gun on him. He's just like, just take whatever you want, whatever. His son then just like jumps out from the stairwell and like tackles one of them. And he's he's grabbed like a golf club and he's about to brain the lady, but just like holds back at the last second. It's just like, no, just everyone get out of here. Like, he's like, nah, I don't want any trouble kind of guy.
Yeah. And the kid is just like pissed. He's like, what the fuck, Dad?
Yeah, he's ridiculously emasculated for the first like 15 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. And of course, it's like, it's that thing that every fucking insecure guy says, if that was my family. The cop says that to him. Like, cop.
You have like the one level-headed one who's like, you did the right thing, sir. And the other was like, man, if that was my family. Like, fuck off, dude.
Fuck off.
Fuck off, you JUCO transfer-loving motherfucker. Little bit of football under your wing, and now you're a badass. Fuck you.
Fuck off. Yeah, he'd probably be the one like pissing himself if.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cops show up, berate him a bit. Everyone's just shitting on Hutch for essentially being a coward. Goes into work. He works like at his father-in-law's business. And his brother-in-law works there too. Just like gives him a gun.
But first pointing it at him, and he's like, the safety's off, and he's like, wait.
Like, the safety's on. Oh, wait, no. But now it's on.
Now it's on. Here you go.
He's trying to be like a real cool guy. Just a giant dick bag.
He's just a
like, go protect my sister, bro.
But then we have one of our favorite action movie supporting character actors, Michael motherfucking Ironside.
Well, first he stashes he stashes the gun in the freezer. It's Chekhov's gun. It's Chekhov's freezer made ready gun. Got some he's got some hungry men in there, and he just replaces the side of of beef stroganoff with a Glock 9mm.
Yep.
And then we get a very weathered Michael Ironside.
he's quite beefy now.
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
He's a thick boy. But hey, I mean, he's been in the game for a long time.
Hey, do you. Whatever makes you happy, my man. I'm fat too.
Yeah, hey. He did a great job. I mean, he's a really great, just natural actor. He's really
because
good.
I mean, he's like being nice and like kind, but still like shitting on him, but not intentionally.
Yeah.
Like it's just that it's a really good view of how everyone sees him.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just like feel bad for him. It's like, oh, I'm not trying to insult you, but like you did the right thing because like it's you. Like, what were you gonna do? You know?
Right.
And Odenkirk's so just great. He's just like eating it, but you can tell it's just destroying him on the inside.
Because everyone thinks it's like the Superman complex. Like everyone thinks Clark is a giant wuss, but he's just like, if you only knew, if you only fucking knew. You know?
It's very like early Breaking Bad Walter White, where he's just like, I'm beaten down by life and this like this shitty existence I have.
Mm-hmm.
So
good point.
Hutch then gets on a ham radio and chats with Harry. There is a they talk about the
jazz.
Yeah. Talk about the robbery. Tries to like talk him down, like, be cool, man. Like, you gotta chill. Don't do what you're thinking.
Don't be smart. Be smart about this.
Yep. Then Hutch goes to see his dad, Doc motherfucking Brown himself, in a retirement home. So good.
Oh, Christopher Lloyd. It's good to see him still kicking. He's so good. It's just, but God, it feels like he's been old forever.
He's been old my entire life.
Yeah, our entire lives. He's been old.
He was old when he was getting Marty to go up to 88 and go back and try not to fuck his mom.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
So he's just eating all this, goes back home after seeing his dad, finds out the thief stole his little daughter's kitty cat bracelet. That's the last straw.
Those motherfuckers. Yeah.
He leaves in a huff, grabs a gun from his dad's. Starts doing like some detective work. He's going all Robert Pattinson on him.
I love how he's saying, I'm borrowing some stuff from you, Pop. He's like, there's something I got to do. And Christopher Lloyd just goes, best go do it.
Yeah, he just knows. It's like a family of assassins or something.
Just fucking badass.
So silly, but great.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's awesome. I don't care.
I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
I was in.
Yeah.
And he happened to like see a tattoo on one of the burglars. So he starts going to like tattoo parlors here and there. And he's got like a fake FBI badge and stuff. He's flashing around. And I love when he finally gets to after this little montage of going to these seedy little tattoo parlors, he gets the one with the information, and like there's like this old like glaucoma like war veteran in the corner who's just like somehow spots what's on he's like, that ID's like 20 years expired, like blah, 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 that doesn't even look like you. And everyone like is the cocking of the guns and start to like surround him. And then he pulls his dick out big time, and it's just like, it's like only people who talk about cheddar like that is people who like or don't know what they're doing, people who need some information, or like people who don't give a fuck, basically.
It's that, and then like the guy sees the tattoo on Odenkirk's wrist, and he's like, "Oh,"
and he freaks the fuck out. I love that he's like, "Thank you for your service," and he leaves, and he locks a ridiculous amount of locks,
like a cartoonish amount of locks.
But it works. It's so stupid and over the top. He locks at least 47 locks on that door. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So he gets the information. He finds we get to the robbers in their crappy apartment, just like making some Easy Mac with a tea kettle. It's almost like a horror movie. He like comes out of like the shadows, just all quietly. It's so great. Comes up on him, smacks the guy, the dude in like the face real quick, and he's just screaming at him. And that's when we get the, give me the kitty cat bracelet, motherfucker! No, give me the goddamn kitty bracelet.
Kitty cat bracelet, motherfucker! And the thing is like, those, excuse me, those robbers were way in over their heads. You find out that the gun wasn't even loaded. It was empty. And they were just like way in over their heads.
Yeah.
As soon as like they got stepped to, they were just immediately backing down. Holy puddle. Shit. Yeah, just a
like,
puddle.
Please just go, man. And then he hears like a baby crying, and it's like on oxygen. He's like, oh fuck, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, these are desperate people that needed like, you know, they weren't necessarily bad. I mean, they made a bad decision, but it was out of desperation to like help their little infant who's has some sort of medical issue. So he's just like, fuck, and then goes and beats up some bricks in the rain. Takes the bus home, and as he's riding home, this like Hummer just crashes through a bunch of like barricades, and like a bunch of drunk ass Russians pile out and like get on the bus.
Just like, what the fuck? And then you hear Bob Odenkirk just saying to himself, please God, open that door. Because
he's got all this aggression he wants to take out, and he's like, these are horrible people. I do love when they like stumble out, like they got like handled like Stoli or whatever, and they're just like, a bus.
Like they're just the worst type of people. The worst.
Yeah, and there's like one other young woman on the bus, and like they're being all creepy towards her. And they get on this bus, and Sammy Davis Jr., I Gotta Be Me, is cranking. I gotta be me.
I hope these assholes like hospital food. God, that is such a good line. It's such a good line. Ugh.
And he just like shoos the bus driver off and closes the door while Sammy's throwing out his pipes. He takes his little 6-shooter and opens it up and lets all the bullets fall out, which is so great because there's like 6 of them.
And what does he say?
I'm gonna fuck you up. And he proceeds to do so.
But it's funny too, because not only does he kick the ever-living shit out of all of these dudes, but he also like bangs his head on like a butt rail, and it's like no, he's not invincible.
Yeah, like one guy like punches him in the back of the head, and then he like turns around and just like lays him out like Holyfield. Yeah, and then he's got the there's some great like prop work here with like the bottle of alcohol, like it hits him in the head, and then he like knocks it over to another guy and bashes him over the brain with it. It's so fucking good.
Oh, and then the other guy picks up his gun and tries to load the bullet, and he like just like pulls part of the railing off and just beats the shit out of the dude.
Just crushes
and hits him right in the fucking.
That doesn't emergency tracheotomy with a soda straw he finds on the ground. It's so good, man.
Oh, and then I was just gonna say the crazy part is when he gets thrown out of the bus window, and then he just like walks back in, and they're all just like
trounces him again. He has the knife that he like pulls out of himself, and then he like cuts off a swath of a seatbelt on his other hand, so he's got like he's all like taped up on one hand to beat him down with, and the knife in the other, and he's just fucking everybody up.
Oh, just knocking teeth out, stabbing dudes. Fucking
it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Such a great fight.
And I love how the music drops out too for it, so it's all quiet. It's just everyone's
off the top of my head. You know what? Another great bus fight scene that I love in a movie that we've got to do. The first Transporter movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, it's awesome. Statham.
I think I've seen like the second one or something. Like I don't think I've seen the right one. We need to do Crank too.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah.
Do Crank. All right. So he like goes home, just beat to shit. His wife sees him all fucked up. I love, this is little, but I love how she knows. It's not like, oh, honey, I thought you were this mild man. Like, she knows. Like, they used to be in it together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
was my bad. Sorry. I was
No.
like, this is a really great scene where he's just, talks about shit that happens in marriages,
Yeah.
and he's just like, I miss you. I just miss you. It's so good.
That I miss you is so great because it tells you like so
Mm-hmm.
many things about like their past and like how they used to be this, but now they like he's feeling this thing, but she has too, obviously. Like they both fought and fallen into this suburban like hamster wheel of just like going through the motions, and neither of them are really themselves or happy. They're just doing what they are doing. And
exactly.
I mean, he even is like, look, this isn't even fair for me to say to you, but like meaning like I'm at fault too, which is also a nice thing. It's like it's not the like the Skylar from Breaking Bad where it's like, oh, this nag like raining on our parade. It's like no, like we both fucking suck right now. Like, but we need to figure
come
it out.
together.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. Really great. Then we meet Julian with a Y. He's a big Russian gangster. He just like brutally murders a dude for no reason.
just stabs him in the face with a broken martini glass, drags it across his face, slits his throat,
just to like make a point to somebody, like
because
for no
they were
real
like
reason.
Because he's basically like Howard Saint in The Punisher. Like he keeps an eye on all these guys' money, on all these Russian bad guys' money, and they're like, you're singing and you're dancing.
Yeah, they think he's soft.
Yeah,
so
they think he's
soft. That's his way
soft.
of being like, that's his version of punching the biggest guy when you get to prison.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's when you start to learn about like the Ob Shack. And like it's basically like a retirement plan for like Russian gangsters.
Yeah, a 401k.
Yeah. So he's like real pissed. Finds out that Julian like fucked up Hutch, one of the guy that he like traked. It was like his brother or son or something.
His little brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was his brother. So he gets real mad. He's like, give me all the info on like this guy, and like he had left his Metro Pass or something. So I guess I don't know. I guess they could get information off of that.
They could track that. I guess I don't know how.
I mean, they're not like I mean, if you paid with a credit card or something, maybe that information's on that little stupid strip. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Hutch is all happy. He's much happier. Like the next day, he's got his mojo back. Harry calls him at home, which is like a big deal. I feel like. He's like, yo, you fucked up the wrong guys. Stay frosty.
Yeah. How did it feel? Like salvation.
Yeah.
There's so many good
He's
lines.
just like got this swagger and confidence back. It's not over the top, but it's noticeable. Like it's understated but perfectly done. Because he's even like talking to his son. He's like, look, you put a good hit on him. Like, I'm proud of you. You had my back. Like, but he's not going over the top. It's just like while he's dishing out eggs to his family.
Mojo rising.
He's Stella, and he got his fucking groove back.
You bet your fucking ass he did.
Wow, what a dated reference. So the rush, or Harry tells him to go see the barber, and which is a very John Wick type like scene.
Continental.
Yeah, very much so. Like he just like wanders in and starts like everyone's got like nice suits and guns, and then you just have like an all-knowing man like the guy from Deadwood.
Ian McShane. A very Ian McShane type guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like has like a dossier on this Russian guy just ready for him. He's like, am I that predictable? He's like, everyone is from where I sit. Okay, man. All right, chill the fuck out.
Oh, jeez. Have you ever gotten a straight razor shave before?
No. Most places don't allow it. Like they have like a guard on it. Mm-hmm. It's not like straight up, like it's not legal to, because we're all up on our own asses on everything. It's like, that's our problem here in the city is straight razor shaves. Someone got an infected ingrown hair. No, like, let's stop putting our garbage on the street every week. Like maybe put it in a bin. Let's deal with that before we deal with the straight razors.
Why do they just
affecting our city?
bags of trash on the street.
It's filthy disgusting. Yes, it's just piles of it.
That is just very...
Anyways.
Tangent.
Yeah, big time gross tangent. So I love that. Then we get back to like Yulin, and he's got like this hacker lady who's like looking up all the information on him, and she's like, he's like milk toast, like nothing. And it's like, you can't see a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, why am I paying you? She's like, all right, fucking fine, dickhead. I got a guy at the Pentagon. I'm just gonna blackmail him real quick. No problem.
Yeah.
And it's some like a dean from Community looking motherfucker.
He looks just like him.
I know. I thought it was him at first, but it's not. And apparently he's just into some BDSM shit that his family doesn't want to know about. So he like looks up Hutch in this database, and it's like access denied. So he's like, oh, what the fuck? Goes into like the archives, like in the basement of the Pentagon, like looking up actual like papers and shit. Just so stupid, but great.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it finds out like he's just like he's some like covert badass motherfucker.
To the point where she's just like tosses the shit at him, and she's
That's
like, "I'm
so
out.
Good.
I'm out. No need to pay.
Don't have to pay me. I'm done. Like this is him. Here's all my information. I'm fucking out." I love that.
Oh,
she's just
terrified. The little things. Just the little things.
Yes. Like later on when he parks in the owner's spot.
Oh, I love that.
Or when he's in the building and it's like 70 days since an accident and like he just murdered a bunch of people and he just like squeegees it off. It's so dumb, but it's so good.
I love it. Those little touches.
Yes.
It's like we talk about all the time. Those little world building things.
So you know
and Bob Odenkirk is a writer too, so you know that he's coming in with ideas and just like, oh, it's so good.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a bunch of goons, they know who he is now. They show up at Hutch's house.
Mm-hmm.
He just sends them into the basement real quick during dinner, locks them in. Don't call 911.
Yes.
Yes. This fight scene is incredible.
Dude, it's very much like that first big fight scene in the first John Wick movie, but I'm here for it.
Absolutely. It's still great. Yeah. I mean, like, he does the baseball bat. He's, like, beating people with it. Snaps it over his knee like Jose fucking Canseco or something. Then stabs the guy on the toilet with it. Like, it's fucking insane. It's so good. Then he gets the kitchen knife out and he's stabbing everybody. Burns a motherfucker's face with a tea kettle.
And then beats him to death with it.
Yes.
And then the awesome one that I love too is when he's like up on the wall trying to disarm the guy. And then he disarms the guy, but he's still up on the wall, shoots one guy, shoots the other guy.
And the gun's upside down too for him. And he still hits the guy while he's being like marauded by the other dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So good.
But there's like 50 of them, so they overtake him, taser him, and throw him in the trunk. He just like gets out of his handcuffs real quick. There's like a fire extinguisher back there. He's just like, he just pops through. Like it's like some Jack Nicholson, like, honey, I'm home.
Here's Johnny.
It just pops his head through, just. Psh, and the thing, that's a great car crash.
Mm-hmm.
He just like rolls out of it. And I love like the main guy who has like shards of car in him, and he's just like has a little. I love his little like chats with people who are near death or already dead.
He starts telling. I feel like that's like a funny trope of the movie where he starts telling his life story to all these people, and then they just die.
They just die on him before he can finish it. It's so good. It's like we're doing exposition, and then it's cut short because he's like, I have no audience anymore. like I can't even tell you guys what I'm doing because he does it later on, and it's so good.
But we found out here that he was like an auditor. If
guy you ever want to see.
Yeah, if you were fucking up, if you were in one of the 3-letter organizations in the American government and you were fucking up, Bob Odenkirk was the last guy you were gonna see.
He was like Ben Affleck, the accountant. I kind of liked that movie.
Oh yeah, the accountant. Fuck, I kind of liked that. Awesome.
I
kind of liked it too.
That was fun. So
it was great.
Yeah. So the guy dies before he can like finish his exposition dump. He just takes off running home like a marathon runner. Gives his dad a heads up. Just it's great how he just like sees dead goons everywhere. Like he puts the lights back on. He's like, oh, fuck.
And then walking his family through the chaos.
Puts his family out in all the carnage and like puts the sheet over or the jacket over his little daughter's face, but like lets his son see it and like his wife.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, he's probably like, son, you got to see this.
Yeah,
little daughter, not yet. Not yet.
Kitty cat bracelet. Then he just like sends his family away. Has a nice moment with his wife before he does. He just lines up all the dead guys, but one of them's still alive, like on the couch, and then he does another storytelling session where he talks about Alan.
I usually pull the trigger before the waterworks start.
Yeah, it's so good. And he's just like, he let him go, and like then he saw that like he checked in on him like a year later. He's like, he's definitely gonna be like back up to his old shit. He's like, no, he was just there with a family, like squeaky clean, like, and he looked happy. And he's like, and I was fucking pissed.
He's like, I wanted what Alan had.
Yeah, which is so great. Like that's like, okay, now this is why a guy who does that becomes what he did.
Yep.
And that's why, and he's like, I went in the next day and quit. And then, of course, the guy dies.
And he's just like, and then he looks and he finds the kitty cat bracelet under all the dead guys. He's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. And then he just burns down the house with an incendiary Louis Armstrong record playing, What a Wonderful World.
I see trees of green. It's just the way he says it, too. He's so fucking cold with it, too. He's like, bone burns at like 300 degrees.
1,500 degrees. Yeah, it turns to ash. He's like, this basement's built to do twice that. So no one's ever going to find you. Also, what if one of his kids just put that record on? Looked cool, but wildly irresponsible.
He hit it in the back.
Yeah.
And his kids, maybe not Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, probably not big Louis fans. So he leaves as like it's all burning down. This Louis belting it out. Steals his dick neighbor's car, who's just like, oh, if it was me,
would have gotten some exercise.
Yeah, fuck off, you meathead dick.
Yeah, fuck off.
Then Hutch just goes and buys his in-laws' business with a shitload of gold.
Yeah, and the son is like, Dad, what? And Michael Ironside's like, shut the fuck up. We're taking.
Actually, I missed something. The goons go to hit his dad first.
Oh, yeah.
And this scene is so great because they think he's sleeping. And the guy that tries to pull the trigger, he just snaps up. And you notice he puts his finger behind the hammer.
Yeah, so he can't click it.
That's such a great move. That's always I don't anticipate having a gun drawn on me, but if I ever did, that was always what I figured I would do, is like grab the slide or grab the hammer, because it can't fire if it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And it's so good. He grabs that, and then he's just got, under his old man Afghan, a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun.
Just fucking blows both of them to shit.
Yeah. And then they do, this is such a little thing, but he was watching like Westerns way too loud every other scene. So like these shotguns go off and the guy, like the orderly, comes in and is like, I told you to keep it down. Like he just thinks it was him with his TV on too loud.
Which,
that's
even if
nice.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's dumb and it doesn't make it, it's stupid, but it's a reason. And like, that's all I need. I just need a reason. Like, give me an excuse in this world, whether it's ridiculous or not. I mean, I watch superhero stuff, and it's just like, tell me why, and I'm on board with your premise.
Yeah.
And that was this was thought out. It was great.
I'm here for it.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
That's when Hutch buys the business, and he throws all that gold and punches his dick brother-in-law.
Right in the gut, too. Not even in the face, in the gut. And then he's like, breathe. You're okay. Sit down.
Yeah, he's
breathe.
so calm about it. It's so good because he just knocked the wind out of him. And he's just like, what am I supposed to do? He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, just get out of here.
Yeah, then he makes like an adult Home Alone setup in the business because he's ready.
I love that. Home Alone style. Just like,
and this is my house, and I have to defend it.
All the fucking mouse traps with like the shotgun shells on it.
And they all pay off. It's so great.
Oh, so good.
And
so good.
Then if he wasn't a badass enough, he shows up at the Ob Shack while the main Russian guy sings Andy Williams and just murders everybody.
Oh, dude. Fucking
it's incredible.
Everything up.
And I love the one, like, this was in the trailer, but like he has the submachine gun up and like there's just carnage behind him, and he just casually flips the magazine out. It's
like John Wick style.
And it's just and then he just goes back to it, and he pours gasoline in the sprinkler system and just burns like billions of dollars to the ground.
Just all the oligarchs' money, all the bad guys' money.
It's basically what Biden's trying to do with sanctions. He just did in the evening. He just took all these rich Russian billionaires and just destroyed all of their overseas assets.
Mm-hmm. He pulled a Frank
Not
Castle,
to get political.
No. And then he's just the Russian dude is singing, and then you see Odenkirk just sitting in the crowd
by himself. Steak right in his face.
He's just having a fucking steak and just fucking having a meal.
So
I came here for the show.
Yeah, he approaches him with all the goons ready, and he just like lifts a napkin with a claymore right next to his béarnaise sauce.
That's just fucking
so good.
Badass. Just
so
badass.
Good. And he's just like, look, like we can all. I love him like slowly walking him through like what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look, we both are this and that. Like, I've been trying to change. I know I've heard you want to get out. Like, we can both rebuild. And he's just like, yeah. Wait, what? What do you mean rebuild? And he's like, oh, yeah, all that money? Like, I burned the shit out.
Yeah. All that money you had.
Yeah, had. And he's like, you can, I don't know. He's like, I'm sure you got a nest egg. Go get some plastic surgery done and go to one of the lesser known Caribbean islands, open a tiki bar, like enjoy yourself. Like he gives them an out.
But no,
he's like, why don't we both just quit? Which is great.
Quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, he's just like, let's just quit. Neither of us really want to do this. Like, I know what you're probably gonna do, and I know what I can do. Let's just not.
But no.
And then I love him just like walking out with the claymore. It's very like Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight with this thing of
all
grenades.
the fucking grenades, and he's just like
yeah. He just walks right out, and there's a great moment when he's in the stolen muscle car. Where he's just like, please don't come out, please don't come out, please, like, you know.
See, I was taking it as him saying, please come out.
I thought because he gave him that option because he didn't really want to do this. He was just like, please don't.
I saw it as
I think it was dumb.
Oh, see, because I think based on what happened earlier in the movie where he's like, please get on the bus.
Right, but I took that as like character development.
Right.
Like, he was like, no, not like, yeah, I wanted that then because I was being emotional, but now I don't really want to do this.
Right.
Because his family's at stake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he comes out and he's like, fuck it, we get we get a car chase to the tune of Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker, Love Taker,
Dreammaker, Love Maker, don't you mother, no. And great chase too, and it's
a very good chase.
Kicks his seat back all the way, and is like using the broken
so good
rear view to drive and shooting guys in the process, and then he parks and he goes to the business, and like you said earlier, he parks in the owner spot.
It's so stupid and so great.
Oh, so stupid, but
it's so good. And then he just gets out and he's just like, like hip firing like a Schwarzenegger in Commando. Takes one on the shoulder because like dumbass.
Yeah.
And he's hiding behind the car while bullets are flying, and luckily Harry's on Overwatch with a sniper rifle, just picking motherfuckers off.
Holy shit! Just what was that, like a 50 cal or something? And
yeah, I mean,
like,
it doesn't matter.
It's a big gun. It's a big gun.
It's a sniper rifle. He's just shooting people. And Pop shows up with a shotty as well, just blowing people away. I love this. Just like, all you bring were shotguns. He's just like covered in shotguns.
And I love when he says, I tried the retiring thing.
Yeah.
But if I didn't miss this shit.
Yeah. Which is a great scene, which made me think he was going to die, which is like, he didn't bring him out and he was like reluctant and then got him killed. It was like, no, I want to do this. So I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely dying after that, which was for me a nice like subversion, because I was like, oh, he's gonna eat it, because he just told him like, this is my choice. Yeah. So I mean, watching Doc Brown mow down fools with a boomstick is something I did not know I needed.
But so glad it happened. So glad it happened.
He's just fucking everybody up, just shuffling around like an old man.
And when he says Das Vidanya.
God, this whole scene's so good. Then we get RZA. This hallway sniper rifle scene is so good.
Awesome.
Where he's like wielding it like Donatello's like staff and just like beating people up, but also shooting. And then the guy screws the suppressor off. But then, it's so fucking good. And then he triple shot headshots on motherfuckers in the hallway at the very end.
That was awesome.
All so good, because he's just like whipping it around like a baton, like at halftime of a college football game. He's
like doing some gung fu equilibrium shit.
It's incredible. And it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And it keeps going longer than you think, but then it's punctuated with that triple in a row.
Holy shit.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good. So then we get the mousetrap payoff, which is incredible, because it doesn't hit the guy who opens the door. It hits the guy second in line, and he does that multiple times. He does that with the baseball bat in the house, where he doesn't hit the first guy, he hits the second guy. And yeah, it hits the second guy through the little peephole, and then the other guy like freaks out, looks back, and then he gets shot, and then the other ones go off at everyone else. It's so good.
It's just everything, like, clearly this movie was written very well, but it was also directed very well. The action was set up so well. The gunshots, the fighting, everything. It was just so well done.
Yep. Then we get Chekhov's freezer gun, and he's just firing out of a hungry man. He doesn't even take the box off.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah. And there's just so much family murder going on. While You'll Never Walk Alone by Jerry and the Peacemakers plays.
And when he tossed the shot with the gun toss to RZA, and the gun is like moving like gyroscopically, but it's focused on the gun on the barrel. I don't know how to describe that, but it was really fucking cool.
It's great. And then like Harry takes a hit, and they're all like pinned down. Everyone's out of ammo.
Mm-hmm.
He takes that claymore that he had before and straps it to like this like plexiglass bulletproof shield and just runs straight at Julian and blows it up. It's so incredible. And they both just like fly. It's fucking nuts. It's stupid and great. Everything about that was so good.
Just running at somebody with a claymore, but like this plexiglass. I mean,
like he's a knight in a medieval fight with his shield, like just running at him.
Freedom.
William Wallace could never.
And
then everyone's dead, and his dad sums it up so great. Just a bit excessive, but glorious. That's exactly what all of it was. It's so perfect.
So excessive and so glorious.
It's so good. Then back to the original opening scene, and we get title of the movie. He finally says nobody.
They're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and then the best, it's trope, and it's so stupid, but it's so good. Both of them get calls at the same time, both the cops, and they're both just like, what the fuck? Like, and it's like someone high up in the government or whatever agency he worked for just called them at the same time. Why they needed to make 2 phone calls, I don't know, because it looked cool and it was awesome.
Yeah, and then they didn't even. What I loved about it too is that they didn't even say anything.
Yeah,
they had that look
speechless
on their face. They were speechless. They're like,
you knew what was said to them, and he knew what was said. Like, he didn't skip a beat either. It was just like, nah, I gotta go.
some fucking big brass called him and told him, like, let this guy the fuck out.
Big ball CIA like spy called him up and was just like, get him go, let him go.
Yeah, yep, let him go.
3 months later,
yeah,
house shopping. And we get it again. The realtor gets a phone call, and it's for him. That's the best. When they know you're somewhere, and they call the person you're with to give you the phone call.
And she's so just kind of like, it's for you.
Yeah, and he's just like not bothered by it. He's like, this is Hutch.
Does this house have? And then Connie Nielsen jumps in, a basement?
Credits. Because he's back in the game. Then mid-credit road trip scene with the RZA and Doc Brown in an RV filled with guns.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, so good.
They're just on a fucking buddy cop road trip. It's so good.
So fucking good. So fucking good. I mean, I haven't heard anything, but I really wonder if they're going to do a sequel. I mean,
they set it up for it, and they got to hurry up because Christopher Lloyd isn't going to be with us forever.
But I mean, also Bob Odenkirk with all his fucking
heart
trouble,
I know.
Too.
His heart attack and everything. Like, this probably, as much as I want one, I don't want either of those 2 to die, and that might kill both of them to do another one.
Yeah.
So I'm good with not one. I'd love one if they can do it safely.
Yep.
But I understand.
Yep. Yes. I've got some trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
I feel like I'm probably repeating some trivia from the Nobody episode from our rapid fire, but that was a long time ago. Yeah. So this movie was based on an idea by Bob Odenkirk, who dealt with a home invasion himself by trapping the trespassers in the basement. He was frustrated with how the authorities dealt with the situation and had thought about how he would take the matter into his own hands if he was, quote, a badass.
I do remember hearing something about that or reading something like that. That's fucking awesome. This was his revenge fantasy.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome.
Bob Odenkirk's physical training lasted 2 years in the lead up to making this film, and he recalls sharing his intentions with an actor whom he likes but won't name, only to have the man reply, "Why are you training? They have guys who do the fighting for you." He's understandably proud of his work here, adding that, "I had so much fun doing the fight sequences, and a lot of the stunts he did were his own, and they purposely did long takes so you see it's Odenkirk doing it."
Yeah, I read that stuff too about him, like people being like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, "'Cause it's fucking awesome."
I'm like, why wouldn't I?
Yes,
why fucking wouldn't
so
I?
Great.
Yeah,
I mean, he has no reason to. He has nothing to prove, but like, awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was Odenkirk's idea that Hutch smacks his head against a rail during the opening of the bus brawl to deflate Hutch's bravado and reinforce that he's not a typical action movie protagonist.
Yeah, because he wasn't untouchable. He did get hit and like he was hurt.
Yeah,
which I also like.
Yeah, I love that too. It just
because that did happen early on. It was like, oh, he's just gonna John Wick through everybody, but then it was like, oh no, he just got brained. Like,
yeah,
it might not go the way I think. I mean, it did, but like. It ramped up to it. It's like, maybe he's rusty. He's also fighting 6 guys on a bus.
Yeah. It grounds it in reality a little bit more, even though this movie is kind of like not based in reality. But
well, that's a great point, because it does with a lot of little things like that. Yeah. Even though it's all nonsense and crazy. Yeah. But it does. It works.
Yeah. Ilya Naschler, the director, ran some of the script ideas by a Russian mobster friend, including the Russian gangsters and their obshak, and the friend confirmed how authentic and close to reality it all was.
Yeah, the Russians are fucking scary. I know a lot of Russians. They're good people, but they also know some things like this.
Yeah.
Get into that.
Yeah.
I like living.
The tattoo on Hutch's wrist, a 7 of spades and a 2 of diamonds, is statistically the worst possible starting hand you can be dealt in Texas Hold'em, since they are the lowest 2 cards that cannot make a straight. In tarot readings,
that's the Doyle Brunson hand.
In tarot readings, the spade sword is linked to bad luck, death, and violence, while diamonds/coins are linked to money. Translation: this man dealt in death and violence for money.
Yep.
So cool. The biggest argument on set was regarding the addition of Parmesan atop the lasagna. Connie Nielsen was adamantly opposed.
What? Why?
What? Why? I love Parmesan cheese.
Is that like an Italian thing? I wouldn't think Nielsen is an Italian name.
Or maybe she's lactose intolerant. I don't know.
But then lasagna is a bad choice.
That's a bad choice. It's coming up the plumbing, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're farting up a storm.
Much of the film was inspired by Odenkirk's own struggles with aging and encroaching feelings of irrelevance as his children grew older. He also built upon the rage and helplessness he felt after a couple of real home invasions his family endured.
No.
Christopher Lloyd nearly dropped out of the film due to irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh, he was farty too.
He was farty too. He had some lasagna. You gotta say.
Yeah, he had some lasagna. There's too much parm on it. It hit the little boy's room. I get it. We've been there, man. We've been there. Get you, Christopher.
I couldn't find a body count. It's a lot. Needless to say,
it seems like
it's a lot. But I have a couple last 2 bits of trivia that were great. Fight coordinator Daniel Bernhardt plays the goon who loses his teeth during the bus brawl. Meanwhile, Ilya Nashua, the director, cameos as the younger of the 2 Russians sent to kill David at the retirement home.
His dad, yeah.
Yeah. And
nice.
That is my trivia.
Fantastic.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Great movie. What are we doing next week, though?
Oh, coming up next week, we are getting our good thick boy some shine.
Much deserved.
With the original The Mummy. And we're going to have a special guest come on. You don't know him, but he's going to be here in studio with me, which is the first time we've done that, which should be interesting because I live in a box.
It'll be fun, though. It'll be fun.
I'll make it.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser getting the monster credit
thick boy.
he deserved. He's
love him so
good.
much. And this movie's awesome.
This movie's awesome. I can't wait. It's been forever since I've seen it. When was the last time you watched it? Would you say?
It's been a little while because I'll start to throw it on, and I do this for a lot of movies where I see something and I'm like, I want to watch this, but I'm like, we haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna wait. And I can't tell you the amount of times I started to put this movie on. I'm like, fuck, I know we're gonna do it. I just don't know when, so I'm not gonna watch it. Really, really excited because I love Benny.
I love this movie. And streaming on HBO Max now.
Easy peasy.
Don't gotta pay for it.
Goddamn squeezy.
Anything else you want to add?
I mean, that's all I got. Why don't you hit us where you can find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You can also find us on Twitter at ActionMovieBC or on Instagram at ActionMovieBookClub. Hit us up on there if you have any questions, any comments. Go over to actionmoviebookclub.com to check out our merch created by our good friend Chris Wales. Really happy with all the stuff that he's helped us with and turned out. Thanks again, Chris. But yeah, hit us up on there. That's about it.
Well, I mean, that's about all I got. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.
Give me the goddamn kitty cat bracelet, motherfucker!